Okay class, this morning we're going to look at a dowel joint, one of the simple flat frame construction joints. It's just really one step up from a butt joint, but it's effective, very simple to make and quite strong if done correctly. Okay, so this is it close together and this is it apart. Now you can see the two dowel pins which are used to put strength into the joint. If you just put the joint together like that, that's called a butt joint, which is no use, it's not very strong at all. Whereas this, because of the two dowels, helps to strengthen the joint, stops it from twisting and helps to keep it together. Okay, so we're going to look at how we're going to mark that out today. So your two pieces of wood, we're going to join them together here. The first thing we do, as always, face and edge. So use your face and edge marks to make sure that your two pieces of wood come back the same way every single time. So your face is both facing and your edges facing each other. So we don't get them in the wrong way, don't get them upside down, don't get them all together a mess. Okay. Now, as you can see by this one, we've got a centre line and a width here. So this is the width of our piece of wood coming in. Now, our wood is 40 across and 20 thick. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to mark a line here, 40 down from the top. So we're going to take our tri-square. This is our tri-square, used for marking lines square to an edge. So this is 90 degrees in here. So hold that against your wood, make sure it's tight. This is not an option, this is not an option, this is not an option, it's got to be tight. So a good way to test it is if you can pick it up with one hand and you know it's tight. So you take your steel rule and we're going to measure back 40 millimetres. So just slide your tri-square along the wood until you come to 40 millimetres. Nice sharp pencil, draw a line. Just a light line because we're going to rub that out later. You don't want a big heavy line. And then turn the wood up and you're going to do exactly the same down the side. We're going to draw a line there. Nice wee light line, because our joint is going to be in here. Okay, the two holes, just like this. But what we need to find now is the centre. Now we know the wood's 20, so half of that is 10. So we're going to take this tool here. This is a marking gauge and it's made up of 4 parts. We've got the stock, which is this block part here. This bit. We've got the stem. We've got the spur, which is the wee sharp kind of nail-like part that scratches the line. And the screw, or thumb screw. Now these all come together. Now this slides up and down to give you a distance between here and here, because what our marking gauge is for marking lines parallel to an edge. And what we're going to do is take a steel rule and we're going to set it to 10. So just tighten that up a wee bit so it's still able to slide a wee bit, but not as easy. So I'm going to slide that till it gets to 10. And then we're going to tighten the screw and we're going to double check if it's still at 10. Okay, so that's your 10 millimetres. Now, if you take your wood, and you can practice first of all, making sure that you use this properly so it slides along the edge. Make sure you're able to do that, slide it along the edge. Ignore the pin just now, ignore the spur just now, that's not important. So get into the habit of being able to slide it backwards and forwards so you get a parallel line. This is no good, this is no good, this is no good. Has to be held in tight, okay? Now a wee double check if you're going to do this is if you take your wood, hold it tight against the stock and make a wee dent, wee hole with the pin, with the spur. Turn your wood round and make sure that the two holes line up. So that we know that's in the middle. So from this face, what we're going to do is we're going to create a centre line. Just a light scratch down there, and if we highlight that with our pencil, that's our centre line. Okay, so lay the wood down where it's going to go. You can see your centre line there. Your other piece of wood, now again, face and edge, make sure that's in line. So we need a centre line down here. so that it comes in. Okay, so again, centre line here. So take your marking gauge, same again, have a wee practice if you want, and then gently scratch a line. Now it's much better to do this 3 or 4 times than try to dig it in the one go. Just gently, gently. And then there's your line there. Okay, so that's your centre lines both marked, and they should line up. Now what we need to do now is put 2 holes in here. Now you can just proportion that to how you feel. Now this is 40mm as we've already measured, so I'm going to measure in about 15 or 10 or whatever, it doesn't really matter. It's just to proportion it. So let's go for 10. So I'm going to take my rule, I'm going to hold it on the top, and I'm going to measure 10, put a mark. I'm going to come down for the top and mark 10. So I've now got 10mm down, 10mm up. That's going to give me 2 holes where we're going to drill these 2 holes. 2 marks where we're going to drill these 2 holes. So what we use is we get a drill, a special drill bit here. Now this is called a brad point bit. You can see it's got a wee sharp point. So that then lines up exactly with that point there, and lines up exactly with that point there. Now you can see I've put some tape on the drill here, because that's to accommodate the dowel. Now these dowels are just wee wooden pegs. You can see they're rounded at the end, and they're about 25mm long. They come in different sizes. This is a 6mm, which matches exactly the same as the drill. Now if you look at this dowel, you can see there's loads of wee grooves. These are called flutes. So all these wee grooves are here for a reason. So when you put glue on here and you put it in the hole, the glue doesn't all get pushed to the bottom, and then you can't push it all the way down. So what happens is the glue comes up the sides. Comes up the sides of these wee flutes, the wee channels. And that's what helps to strengthen the joint. Now, as you can see, the tape's been set about halfway down the dowel, just maybe slightly more than halfway, so that you're going to drill halfway into this one, halfway into this one, and that makes sure that your dowel sits in properly. Okay, so that would be drilled. What we do first is we drill these 2 holes, and then we take these markers. These are called dowel markers, and again these are the same size. These are 6mm, but they've got a wee pin on the front. So what you would do is, once you've drilled your hole, you put these dowel markers in, and you've got these 2 centre points. So you would take your other piece of wood, now again facing edge up the right way, so there's your edge against your edge and your face up. So you line up your wood, okay? Now you could use your rule, you could use some straight edge along here to make sure it's straight this way, and then hold it flat on the table. And all you're going to do is push those 2 together, right? Just push them together, and what will happen is the dowel pins will make 2 marks. Now there's one there, and there's the other one there. So that gives them my 2 points that line up exactly with the dowel pins. So you would take these dowel pins out, drill your joint, drill your holes, and then you would drill your 2 holes here, and that will allow you to get your 2 to line up. So if I take these pins back out, so again, got my joint, face up, edge there, face up, edge there, 2 dowels in, spot of glue, put some glue in here and glue on this face as well. The glue goes into the hole, wee bit of glue on the dowels as well, and then you're just going to push that together, and then you would probably clamp that, using a wee clamp to hold that together, and that's going to create your dowel joint. Now it's a very simple joint, as I said earlier. It's a very basic joint, it's nothing fancy, it doesn't look very nice, but you don't need a lot of skill to make it. You see a lot of it in like flat pack furniture. You'll see dowel joints holding the panels together. Okay, so a very quick, easy, simple joint. So a wee recap on the tools that we're using. So we used a tri-square for marking our lines square to an edge. We used our marking gauge with its 4 parts, our stock, stem, spur and screw, to make our lines parallel to an edge or face. We used our steel rule, again in millimetres, so depending on what you need, all for marking out in millimetres. Nice sharp pencil for marking our lines. Our brad point drill, so we use this sharp point to make sure everything lines up correctly. And our dowel markers, which again help us to line up the dowels. Okay, so that's that, guys. Dowel joint, another one of the flat frame construction joints.